guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video we are doing something a little bit different. I've never actually done a video like this before. I'm showing you what I ate for a whole week. So I did Monday to Friday because filming for literally 7 days is a long time, but I did Monday to Friday, everything I ate, filmed every single little thing, took my camera around with me everywhere. So I hope you enjoy this. I think it gives a little bit more insight into what my eating looks like more realistically, because I feel like the what I eat in a day videos, it's such a small snapshot of what I eat. Like often I'll eat a lot more in one day and then I might eat a little bit less on the next day, because I just have different, you know, exercise routines every day. Like one day I might go for a really long walk, so I end up eating more that day, and then the next day I might be at home most of the day doing work, so I don't eat as much that day. So yeah, I think this gives a better idea of what I would typically consume. But again, like this is only 5 days and my whole life. This week I was also in lockdown, so I didn't really go out. I did have takeaway though on Friday night, which you'll see. But other than that, it was all things that I'd prepped myself, which I mean, I guess is pretty usual for me. I typically only go out maybe once a week or once a fortnight. And yeah, you'll see that I eat a lot of the same meals because one, I love my baked oats, you'll see that shortly. But two, I like to meal prep, and then I have those meals for a couple of days and then I meal prep something new and have that for a couple of days. So you'll see that. Just disclaimer, you know, the way I eat should not be exactly the way you eat. Every single person's different. We have different metabolisms, different body types, different heights, ages, weights, everything. So everyone's diet should look different because we're all different, and no one is the same. But I hope to inspire you in some way, give you some meal ideas potentially, and maybe just provide you with a bit of entertainment. So yeah, take everything I say and do with a grain of salt because everyone's different and everyone has different needs. And with all that said, let's jump straight into it. I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye. Alright, it is Monday, the first day of the week, and as always, I'm starting off my week with a delicious bowl of baked oats. So today, I had some leftover stewed apples that I made over the weekend. So I used some apples as well as some peanut butter, and then this is my standard baked oats base. I'll leave the recipe in the description box below, but I do have another video where I showed you exactly how I make it, so I'll also link that in the top right corner. But I literally use this base pretty much every single day for my baked oats. As you'll see in the coming days, I like to mix it up every day and have a slightly different flavor to my baked oats, but it's the same base ingredients. So anyway, on to my first snack of the day. I had this little protein bar. If you watched my previous video where I ate fast food for the day, or you know, takeout for the day, I also went to Coles and I got some new protein bars to try. So this was one of them. This was a chocolate brownie type bar. Honestly, I'd probably rate this like a 6 out of 10. Like I still ate the whole thing, but it probably wasn't my favorite. I don't think I would buy this brand again. And then on to lunch, I made sancho bao for the first time in quite a long time, and I actually used tempeh this time. When I've made it in the past, I've used tofu, but it tasted really good with tempeh. Would recommend. I also had quite a few leftover pieces of lettuce that I added in, and I used a bit of hoisin on top, which was really tasty and delicious. This recipe is actually going to feature in my ebook, which is coming out in the next couple of months, definitely before Christmas. I just want to really fine tune some of the recipes and make sure they're 100% perfect before I release the ebook. But I do have a mini version of the ebook, which I will leave a link to in the description box below. It just has 10 recipes, yeah, as like a little sample of the ebook. Anyway, going on to a bit of baking. So I decided to make some banana choc chip muffins today because I had some leftover bananas that were going a bit gross. So I thought, what better time to make some banana bread? Well, I was thinking banana bread, but then I was like, muffins are a little bit easier to kind of grab and go. So I went for muffins. I was literally eyeballing pretty much everything here, but I tried to measure out most of the stuff so that I could show you the recipe. Yeah, I really wasn't following any particular recipe. I do have a recipe from literally like at least a year ago on my channel, really back in the beginning of my channel, for a banana bread recipe, and I kind of loosely based this off that, but I didn't have any neutral flavored oil, so I used some vegan butter instead of oil today. And yeah, as you can see here, I kind of just eyeballed the amount of almond milk to put in because I kind of know what texture I like for my batter, and I was so pleasantly surprised at how well this turned out. Like you'll see in a second when they bake in the oven, but wow, this like texture was perfect. They were super fluffy and light, but they also had that nice like wholemeal taste because I used wholemeal flour this time. So yeah, it had like a hearty texture, but at the same time light and fluffy. It was so good. So yeah, I added in some Lindt dark chocolate. I think I used the 85% Lindt dark chocolate here, so it was quite dark and it had a nice richness to it that kind of balanced out the sweetness of the muffin. So would recommend using some dark chocolate in your banana bread muffins or just banana bread. You could totally, put sultanas in or blueberries or something like that, but I think chocolate just adds such a great element to it. So definitely would recommend making some chocolate chip banana muffins. They're a great healthy treat. I love to make healthy treats every week. So pretty much every week I'll have at least one healthy-ish kind of baked treat. So whether that be muffins, protein bars, cookies, what else do I like to make? Sometimes I make little slices and things like that. I just find it's so great to be able to have something that you can quickly grab as a snack. When you're feeling like something sweet, you're a little bit peckish, but you're not quite ready for your next meal. I just love having that home cooked little snack to just go to whenever I'm craving something sweet. And this was an absolute hit. As you can see, they turned out so well. They rose delightfully, and yeah, I love a good muffin, and this one turned out so well. So I would highly recommend trying out this recipe yourself at home. I apologize, I don't have the exact measurements for the almond milk, but you can kind of tell with the texture of it, I think. Especially if you've made muffins a couple of times before, you can kind of tell what the texture you're kind of looking for is. But yeah, I had that with some tea, and that was my little afternoon snack. So going on to dinner, I had actually meal prepped the day before some vegan shepherd's pie. So I used a plant-based meat substitute on the bottom with some frozen peas and corn and some tomato. It's honestly so simple. It's basically just like a bolognese sauce. And then I boiled up some potatoes and mashed it up and made a lovely mash to go on top. Shepherd's pie is honestly so quick and easy and satisfying and hearty. It was great. Then for dessert, I decided to have another muffin because I just love the muffin so much, and I was like, why not? So that was my dessert on day one, and yeah, that's it for Monday. Let's go on to the next day. So Tuesday morning, what a surprise, I'm having baked oats again. So today I went for a chocolate baked oats and I put some raspberries in, some flaked almonds on top, which work really well, by the way. If you haven't tried flaked almonds on top of your baked oats, would recommend. Now for the all-important moment when we bite in. As you can see here, it has a delicious muffin-like texture. Right in the center, it kind of isn't fully cooked, but I love that about baked oats. I feel like it's so good when the inside, like right in the center, is kind of like a bit like cake batter still, and then the outside is cooked like a muffin. I just personally love that. You could cook yours for a bit longer and make it cooked all the way through, but I like it the way it is. Anyway, on to lunch. I'm having more of that leftover shepherd's pie, and then I also had this leftover filling for the sanchoy bao, and instead of making it into more little lettuce cups, I'd actually run out of most of the lettuce, so I decided to make a salad. So I'm having the shepherd's pie as well as a salad with that sanchoy bao filling, just kind of using up the leftovers I had at home. So yeah, that is my lunch. I also topped it with tomato sauce because I love tomato sauce. And yeah, this shepherd's pie, honestly, it's so good. I'll leave a recipe in the description box below, but honestly, it's really simple. You basically just make a bolognese sauce and then mashed potato and then bake it in the oven. So simple. And yeah, here is my sanchoy bao filling. I've put the rest of the lettuce that I had, as well as some spinach, some fresh mint and coriander, and then I'm just mixing that up, and I'm going to top it off with just a little bit of hoisin sauce again. So super simple, just using up those leftovers. This was really nice and refreshing to have. I mean, to be honest, the flavors of the sanchoy bao didn't really mix very well with the shepherd's pie, so I kind of had them separately but at the same time. But yeah, that's kind of what happens. Like, you know, when you have leftovers, sometimes you just have them at random times. And yeah, this is honestly, like I'm showing you honestly what I eat. And yeah, you know, things don't always look super perfect, but that's life. And I love eating leftovers. It's just such a great feeling to have something healthy already made in your fridge and you can just grab it and go, like these muffins. So next day, this is Tuesday, I'm still delightfully having my muffins, my chocolate banana muffins. They're so good. yeah, as I said before, would highly recommend trying out this recipe because it was delightful. A little bit later on, I was still a bit peckish. I think I was quite hungry today. So I had a yogurt, chocolate protein mousse yogurt thing, which I make a lot. You'll probably see this a few more times in this video. I will put the recipe for that in the top right corner here. It's so quick and easy and so tasty and packed full of protein. Then for dinner, I'm pretty sure this is my last serving of my shepherd's pie, and I devoured that with some steamed broccoli and some more tomato sauce. And that was it for Tuesday. It was a great day of eating, enjoyed everything I had, and on to Wednesday. So for Wednesday, I made some more baked oats, but a different flavor again today. So today, as you can see, I topped it off with the almond flakes again because it was just so great. It's such a nice little crunchy element to have on top. And then you'll just have to wait to see what's inside. I mean, seriously, how good does this look? It's so, so delicious. So my baked oats today, I actually put some carrot in there. So it's carrot cake baked oats. All I did was use my regular baked oats base, but then I grated in some carrot and added in a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon, and oh, it was to die for. If you like carrot cake, you should definitely try adding in some carrot into your baked oats. It's so, so good. Now onto lunch, I decided to make some tofu scramble. Again, I do have a tofu scramble recipe up on my channel. I'll link it up in the top right corner. Super quick and easy, and I had this with some olive bread today and some avocado, as well as some tomato chutney. This is just the Baxter's brand tomato chutney from Woolies. Oh, so good. And the olive bread I also got from Woolworths. It's just the sourdough olive bread. Would recommend. This was delightful. I meal prepped the tofu as well, so I made a couple of extra servings, which you'll see I ate in the coming days. For my afternoon snack, I had another chocolate protein mousse. As I said before, it's a bit of a staple at the moment. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It just tastes so good and decadent and luxurious, but at the same time, like, it's a really healthy snack and it keeps me nice and satisfied for a few hours, which is really good to kind of tie me over between meals. And yeah, as you can see, it looks delightful. Now onto dinner. I was working this evening, so while I was working, I decided to put something in the slow cooker. So I made some slow cooked kidney bean curry. So I used a lot of different Indian spices, and I actually cooked the kidney beans from scratch. So I had them soaking throughout the day, and then I cooked them in the Instant Pot on a slow cooker setting for about 3 hours. So it was this nice, hearty kidney bean curry that I made with some rice and some steamed broccoli, topped it off with some fresh coriander. This was actually really, really satisfying. The rice and beans combo, if you haven't had that yet, I mean, seriously, get on it. Obviously, it's a staple in the Mexican cuisine, but also in Indian cooking, they use a lot of beans and rice, and it's a really, really good combination that leaves you feeling really satisfied and happy, and there's a lot of good nutrients in there as well. So definitely get on kidney beans if you haven't had them yet. They're so good. Then for dessert, I just had a decaf coffee. I guess it's not really dessert, but yeah, I just felt like something a bit extra, and it was a bit late, so I didn't want to have anything too big. So I just had that decaf coffee. And now we're on to Thursday. So again, baked oats, but a different flavor today. So today I made PB&J baked oats with some raspberries on top as well. This was probably, I would say, the best one of the week. I love PB&J combo, like, it's just so good. And this one, I don't know why, but it just turned out so well. I don't know if it was like the way I cooked it or what I had in it, but oh, it was so good. I mean, just look at that. It has that kind of like dough-like texture in the middle, but then it was super cakey and like muffin-like on the outside. Oh, so good. Then next up, I had a little protein bar. I kind of forgot to film until I was halfway through eating it, as you can tell, because it's half eaten. But yeah, that was a really, really good protein bar. If you're in Australia and you haven't tried BSC protein bars, would highly recommend. It's probably the best protein bar, vegan protein bar that I've ever had. Anyway, on to lunch. As you can see, leftover tofu scramble with some toast and avocado, and that tomato chutney again. So pretty much exactly the same meal I had the day before. And you know, you can probably tell by now, I like eating the same foods. I like meal prepping and having that meal for the next couple of days. That's just what works for me personally. I know a lot of people like to have different meals every day, but I find it's just a lot simpler to make a meal that you really love and enjoy and then have that for a couple of days. Like, you don't have to think about it. It's just there. It takes a lot of the mental pressure off thinking about what you're going to eat. Yeah, because you just know that something healthy is in the fridge, ready to go. And I love cooking, so I cook every couple of days. I don't meal prep the whole week in advance. I kind of meal prep a few meals in advance, and I find that really works well for me. Anyway, onto my afternoon snack. As you can see, again, protein mousse. That's probably the third day in a row that I've had it just because it's so good. I'm actually starting to crave it right now that I'm editing this video. I'll probably go and have one soon. But yeah, as you can see, another delicious, thick, creamy chocolate protein mousse with some peanut butter on top for that extra flavor hit, and a little cup of tea as well because I do like my tea. I've been loving Yorkshire tea at the moment, just with a bit of almond milk. It's really nice and warming on these colder days we're having at the moment. And on to dinner, some of my meal prepped kidney bean curry with rice. It was very tasty, very satisfying. It's nice and warming, and yeah, really enjoyed this. And then for dessert, I had something different. So today for dessert, I made a protein mug cake. So this is just some protein powder, some cocoa powder, some almond milk, baking powder, and then I mix that all up, put it in the microwave for a minute, and this is how it turns out. I actually also put a square of Lindt dark chocolate in, so you'll see there's a little bit of chocolate at the bottom there. That's some Lindt dark chocolate. This was delightful. We'll leave the recipe in the description box below. Now, on to Friday, I had carrot cake baked oats again, but I put some sultanas in it this time. So the sultanas on the top actually slightly burnt, but they were still fine. I still ate them. So probably next time I won't put sultanas on top. I'll just have them through the base and then put the flaked almonds on top because the flaked almonds are next level of good. Then I just had this delicious coffee with almond milk. This is actually the brand of almond milk I've been having recently, the Almond Milky by Vitasoy. And here is the all-important moment when we dig in and see what's inside. As you can see here, this was a very muffiny texture this morning. It was super good, and it was filled with peanut butter as always because I'm obsessed with peanut butter. Pretty much every time I make baked oats, I put peanut butter inside. Sometimes I put almond butter as a change, or Biscoff if I have it that week, but recently I've just been loving peanut butter. It's so good. It just, can't get enough. Anyway, onto my snack. So my morning snack, I had this choc hazelnut Coles brand plant protein bar. To be honest, again, I didn't love this. It was a bit kind of oily, to be honest, and I definitely wouldn't buy this one again. Someone had recommended that it was yummy, but yeah, wasn't a massive fan. Anyway, on to some more baking. So we'd finished all the muffins because they were so good and they went so quickly. So I decided to make some protein cookies. I was basically just using up stuff that I had. So this wasn't probably the best batch of protein cookies I've ever made. However, they still did taste amazing and I had so many of them. I'm pretty sure the day after this, so on Saturday, I'm pretty sure I had like 4 in one day. Like, they were still delicious. If you want my full recipe for my protein cookies, I will link that in the top right corner. I have 2 different types. So I have a chocolate protein cookie recipe and then I have a choc chip one. I also have a jam drop recipe, which is basically the same one, but you put jam inside. Oh, that one is delightful. I actually really feel like making that. I should totally make that soon. Anyway, this was the little cookies. It made, I think it was 9 full-sized cookies and then 1 mini cookie. So I had 1.5, I guess, cookies for my snack this day, and yeah, it was super good. Now onto lunch. Because I had those cookies and the protein bar, I wasn't super hungry, so I just had 1 slice of bread for this lunch with the avocado and the tofu scramble. So this was my last serve of tofu scramble. So when I made it the few days before, I made 3 serves because 1 block of tofu has 3 serves in it. So that's what I did, and it was delightful. And now onto my afternoon snack. I'm having my protein chocolate mousse again. As we can see, I'm really loving it at the moment. Today I just had it plain though, without extra peanut butter on top. I think that was because I was still just not that hungry since I'd had quite a few things throughout the day already. But yeah, it was really good. Anyway, onto dinner. Last meal of the video, I actually got takeaways. So I got this Mongolian tofu and vegetable stir fry. The Mongolian sauce, I think it's got like soy sauce, a little bit of sugar, some garlic and ginger. It was really nice. And then I had that with some steamed rice. And yeah, we watched a movie. Christian, my boyfriend, he had the same thing, but with meat instead of tofu. And we both really enjoyed that and watched a movie. And then a little bit later, I decided to have some tea and another protein cookie just to end my day in a great way. I love having something a bit sweet at the end of the day. And yeah. well, there it is, my day of eating. I hope you guys enjoyed this and took some value from it. Let me know in the comments down below if you found anything interesting, if there's any recipes you'd like to see or anything like that. Let me know, and let me know if you want me to do any more videos like this, because I mean honestly it was a bit like frustrating to have to take my phone out or my camera out every single time I ate throughout the week. Like, I probably won't be doing a full what I eat in a week video anytime soon, just because it is a lot of filming and a lot of editing as well. But let me know still if you enjoyed it, because I will make the effort to do it again if you really want to see it. But anyway, as always, if you have any other video recommendations, please let me know, because I genuinely want to create videos that you guys enjoy, that you take value from. Also, if you haven't already, go check out my Instagram account. It's just at SASKA. I have decided to start posting more things on there that I actually believe in and am really passionate about. I think I've been kind of quiet on there for a while because, you know, a lot of my family, friends and stuff follow me on Instagram, whereas YouTube's more like new people that have kind of come to me through my YouTube. On Instagram, it's more people that have been following me since I was like a kid. So I guess I feel more free to kind of share exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling on YouTube rather than on Instagram. But I've been reading this book called A Return to Love, and it's just kind of made me realize that I already didn't care that much what people think, but now even more so. I just want to share myself authentically, and yeah, share myself wholly and completely. So I'm starting to do that more on Instagram. So if you want to check out my Instagram, it's just at SASKA. And yeah, if you're new here, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button down below. I really do appreciate it. Also, giving this video a thumbs up really helps me and supports me. So thank you so much if you do that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.